Neomoku got delayed. Anyways,
Let's make this clear.
Not
this
a
is
roadmap.
Not a roadmap video. However, we will still talk about some of our upcoming plans, just a bit different than in previous years. Before we kick this off, a quick disclaimer. Everything you are about to see is subject to change.
Everything's subject to change, of course. We believe you, Supercell. It's just like the dev build. I love how Brawl Stars has all these roadmaps. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. Y'all need to do this too. I love it.
These are our current plans at the time we are recording this video, and nothing here is set in stone.
There's nothing set in stone, so we shouldn't hyperanalyze every little detail in the background.
A few weeks ago, we released our latest update featuring changes to the trophy system, including Prestige.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
results
We love
look
it.
really promising. Playtime is up, and more of you are coming back to the game every day. There's also a lot going on at the moment in general, so it's a bit hard to read. We will keep a close eye on the situation, and if something doesn't work, we will improve things until they do.
If things don't work, you say. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there are some interesting things happening on the leaderboard. I can't figure it out. This is all in the game. But anyways, they said they'll address whatever issues could be happening with ladder. I don't see any issues.
Cosmetics today have some problems. We went from
I think they
cosmetic
do.
items being rare and somewhat exclusive to cosmetic items being everywhere. That ultimately makes skins and other cosmetics less exciting, and it
Yeah, I feel like I see all these skins in Brawl Talk, and I just think, oh, well, that's another skin. Okay. More skins for me to get confused.
feels less rewarding when you actually unlock skins from Stardrops or
Very
events.
unrewarding.
This also devalues bling as a currency. When was the last time you were happy when you got bling for literally anything?
Never. Maybe if you're free to play and you got bling the first year it came out, but I'm sitting on like 200,000 bling. It's so lame.
What happens today is that our most engaged players are sitting on piles of bling, despite
Oh,
having
yeah.
options in the catalog. This
Fun fact, I'm sitting on 250,000 bling. I think I'm 497th in the world, most bling.
ultimately also means that the catalog itself doesn't do its job anymore. There are other problems with cosmetics, from
That's how I felt too. Are you sitting on a lot of bling? If you are, why aren't you buying stuff? Is it because you're waiting for the next big skin?
skin rarities being confusing and unclear, which then affects pricing and value perception, to limitations of other cosmetics like pins. There are too many, sometimes meaningless pins, since you can only equip a small selection of them. And the style of our pins
So if there's too many pins and you can only equip some, I think we need like how about like a wheel where there's 8 different pins? I would like that. And yeah, it can kind of complicate the system, but make it an option that a veteran player can go into the settings and turn on the pin wheel so you can have 8 emotes, so you can grief 8 different ways. Yes.
didn't change since when we introduced them. Meh. So, can we make every single skin exciting and worth chasing? And can we make bling cool again? The answer is
Oh.
a strong maybe, but we'll try.
What do you mean maybe? How do you go back and make the previous release skins exciting? Interesting. This is why I'm not a game dev. I'm just dumb.
We talk about every year is ranked. It's pretty much a tradition by now for our annual roadmap. Our goal with the 2025 rework was to make ranked more approachable, and it worked, especially for our more casual players. However, some of our most engaged players, the veterans, the core, the hardcore players who play primarily to compete, they maybe
Yeah.
felt a little bit ignored and left.
You don't get how many people get to pro ranks? Like 20 to 50 players can reach pro.
This makes us question our approach, and we're currently reviewing this. And while it's still early days and we haven't made a final decision, instead of reworking the whole thing again, maybe, yes, maybe we should focus on improving the quality of life for ranked. Let's make ranked more appealing for our most competitive players. We would like to involve you more into which direction we should take ranked.
I like that. If the pros kind of speak up and say how they want to work it. The thing with game design and balances for things that are ranked, you want to balance it so that 99% of casuals can play the game without pissing off the competitive aspect of the players, and that's
What are
very
your biggest
hard
pain
to do.
points? How can we involve you more on the day-to-day of operating ranked? Everything is on the table. From letting our most engaged players decide the map pool to bringing back solo and team queues. But whatever we'll do, we will tailor these changes for the
Deciding the
players
map
who really
pool?
enjoy ranked.
That's too much
Even
power
if that means
for
making
me.
it less engaging for new or casual players.
Permanent features versus events.
Another topic in the past has been the balance between permanent improvements to the game and temporary events. Events are a fantastic way to bring
I
players
do like
back to the
these
game.
events a lot.
So they won't
They've
go
been
anywhere.
killing it.
That's true for both IP.
When they had like big dino boss, that was so lame.
A
But when you
fantastic
have
way
like
to bring
big
players
Kenji
back to
boss,
the
I don't
game.
know what it is. Something about it is a little bit. I love the rogue features. They need to bring more
So they
rogue
won't go anywhere.
features.
That's true for both IP
We have chaos mode and Clash Royale, we had the strangest thing rogue mode.
And
Bring
our
that
events.
back.
We'd also like to bring back smaller collaborations, mainly featuring skins, for example. Last year we said that we wanted to find a better balance between both worlds. And today, we're happy to say that we have different teams constantly working on both.
He's basically saying there's a bigger team that can focus strictly on just the events. I like that.
More frequent updates.
This also brings me to a different topic. Releasing features that are polished and meet the quality bar we and you expect. If you read our look back at 2025, unfortunately, we didn't always meet those expectations. Our goal is to have great events pretty much every month.
Every
We
month?
also want to have great new or refreshed systems and features which make the game more exciting for you.
Is that new or is that a Subway Surfer mod?
Features
Oh, that was a Subway Surfer mod. I almost didn't recognize that. I barely played this mode.
which make the game
What
more
in the
exciting for
hooking
you.
shelly was
We're
that?
currently working in the background to make both better. This will allow us to deliver updates more frequently, making sure the game feels fresh every month, while it would also allow us to ship features and changes only when we are confident about their quality, likely less frequently and not with every update. We're not planning to ship more content than we have in the last few months, but
Good.
we want to experiment with getting
much
updates
content
and
is
to you
overwhelming and confusing.
monthly at some point in the second half of this year.
Seasons.
One thing we've done in 2025, which we are really proud of, was the Battle for Katana Kingdom event. Not only because the event performed exceptionally well and kept you engaged throughout the whole season, but also because it was one of the first events where we told a continuous story in the Brawl Stars universe. This narrative approach
yeah.
is something we want to experiment with more this year, and we're considering events stretching over multiple
That
months.
event did really well.
What else is there? We'd really love to do more with Upside
Yes,
Showdown
this is
and
the
explore
rogue
more fun and
mode.
different game modes in general. We
I don't
also
know
want
what
to
it is
keep
about
you
these
more in the
rogue
loop of
modes. It's
what
so
we do.
fun.
The Time to Explain podcast is a good example of that, and we will keep doing them throughout the year.
There was a year where they just completely stopped it. And I feel like the community just got left in the dark and everyone just started assuming things. Oh, the devs are just killing the game. Meh, meh, meh. But with these really shows the in-depth detail in all the decisions they make. I think it'd be cool if Clash Royale had something like this to be more transparent with the community. Because right now on Twitter, everyone in Clash Royale is saying, oh, they rigged matchmaking because player support said that they did. But there's no one on the team explaining to them that player support, I don't even think is in the same country as the dev team. Sometimes player support might be correct. Sometimes they might leak something. Sometimes they're just completely incorrect. But a longer talk kind of clarifies things. To be fair, though, I think Clash Royale did do one of these and they got donked on. I don't know what it is. The magic of Frank and Danny explaining things. Like, oh, that's so relatable. Oh, that makes so much sense. Why you want to make ultra legendaries cost $10,000. Ah, I love you guys. I don't know why I said $10,000 or why I use that example.
We also want to
Disregard.
include you more in the development process. Whether it's asking for title ideas on social media like we just did for the last update,
Title ideas, this is huge. There's some titles that are just so good. Hank should be Milkman or Oiled Up or I don't know. But some of the stuff the community comes up with is infinitely so
social
much
media
better
like
than
we
what
just
some of
did
the
for
titles
last
have.
update, to getting first reactions for new features and balance changes from our content creators and pro players, 2 more Superstar Make campaigns, maybe even include
trust
one
my
to
opinion,
co-create
dang.
a brawler together, our community and
Pause.
our Superstar Make campaigns, maybe even
Is that Tails from, are they doing another Sonic and Tails collab? We haven't seen any crossover. They did Sonic in Squad Busters. They did Stranger Things in Brawl Stars. All I can think of is all the Brawl Stars collabs. I can't even name more than one thing. Oh, they did the soccer player. They did the Holland collab.
create a brawler
Yes.
together. Our community and our content creators were always one of the most important pillars of Brawl Stars, and we really want to double down on this strength in 2026.
I'm a pillar? Okay, if you say so, use code OJ.
Disclaimer Part 2.
Remember that all our plans can and probably will change as the year goes by. But no matter the change, our goals are to
Disregard what he said. Everything is set in stone. Everything in this video is concrete.
make a great game for you that's fun and engaging and allows us to grow Brawl Stars even further. If you don't meet one of these two, we'll pivot and try again. That's what we've been doing for the last 7 years or so, and that's what we will keep doing.
That's what I love about Brawl Stars. They've reworked Power League, ranks, and all these different things. And then Clash Royale has the star points and the crystals that they released like 2 months ago and they've already forgotten about. And they're not really reworking it. They just kind of put it in the graveyard. And then Clan Wars 2 has been in the game for like 7 years now and no one plays it. But progression is still tied in Clan Wars 2. It's almost like they're putting Clan Wars 2 to throttle progression by saying there's a lot of rewards in the game. I don't...
Thank you so much for playing Brawl Stars. We hope you keep
This
having
just
fun
makes
with
me
the game
sad
in
for
2026
Clash
and
Royale.
for many years ahead. See you next time. Frank out.
Oh, my algorithm got exposed. I really like Internet Shaquille. I've been watching a lot of him lately. And Gotta watch my friend Ben. He's cool sometimes, I guess. December 2024, update 15. I didn't even know there was 59 updates. I didn't know they counted it like that. They had collaboration with Buzz Lightyear, which was a really big, exciting thing. I've told that the clearance levels to work with Disney was insane, which makes a lot of sense. Every time you work with a billion-dollar IP, there's always all this tape you have to cross through. Everything was free, 40 million views. Is one of the biggest Brawl talks. But Frank mentioned that it might have griefed the community a little bit. He was a little overpowered. Maybe, I wonder if there was a contract with Disney and they weren't allowed to nerf Buzz Lightyear because they just let him just be strong for a long time. Overall player sentiment was down. To make things worse, the unlockable skins in the event store were not Toy Story themed, which made it a little inconsistent. And to add insult to injury, there's a bug to the event currency, and that made a bit of a confusing mess. Monthly active players dropped 20%. That would be crazy to say that Buzz Lightyear was so overpowered that it just killed the game. I don't think it was directly that. I think it was multiple other things that kind of compounded to that very point. Tier Max was in the game, and I felt like as a player, I had nothing else to aim for. They lost more players than they expected from seasonal behaviors. Daily active dropped more than expected for what would have been January 2024 versus January 2025, I think is what he's saying. Update 60 was very endgame focused. They refreshed the rank system with Pro that almost made it more discouraging because matchmaking got really hard. I don't even remember this Uno collab. This is such a blur. I think this is when Clash Royale peaked. And I was playing a lot more Clash Royale. I'm not even joking. I think I played 5 Uno games max. It was probably to get an exclusive Uno quest that had like an exclusive Uno spray. 27% increase in players playing in ranked, but then it quickly normalized back to previous seasons after people hit Pro or realized Pro was really hard to get. Overall, they're not happy with the state of rank today, and they're looking at reworks. Frank already mentioned this in the video that update 61 Battle of Katana is a really awesome update. They had Brawl Cup and Dream Hacks. I couldn't make it because I don't think I've ever said this, but I was really drunk and I don't think I was able to make it to the airport, so I missed my flight. Sorry, tribe. Yeah, no, it's all coming back. I got home at 6 a.m. and my flight was at 7 a.m. I was like, yeah, no, there's no way I'm packing. I can't even walk. I can't even stand right now. Man, the worst part is I think Tribe had like videos lined up for me and I had work to do at that event. Brawl Arena was an experiment for MOBA mechanics. It temporarily boosted playtime, but it normalized to similar levels like Heist and Hot Zone. Ooh, Heist and Hot Zone are unpopular modes. That's low-key saying that Brawl Arena stinks. Update 62 came, long story short, in their podcast that they basically said records, it wasn't what they were looking for. The teams were messy, development hell happened, and then people just joined and left and then just got thrown in and like, oh, here's records. I know you're new hired, and then it just kind of like deployed, and it just felt like, to me, like a 2007 Xbox achievement system. It's like, oh, good job. You got 20 wins with Allie. Cool. Oh, yeah. You killed 4 people with Mortis in 1 attack. Good job. Which is also impossible to do. So you don't even want to try to do it. On a more positive note, during this update, Trunks' origin story broke hearts and made grown men cry. Really? I didn't cry. Who told them? The boss fights in Brawloween were really fun. Yeah, that was good. And during this time, they felt they leaned too hard into Mina being inspired by Brazilian culture rather than focusing on her place in where Star Park was. Just because it was part of the strategic plan to increase their presence in Brazil. They did have LCQ in Sao Paulo. That was so cool. Oh my God. I had Brazilian barbecue over there. Oh, I still think about it. We went to this restaurant in Brazil and there's this picanha cut. Oh my God. I'm not even joking. I think about it once a month. It was that good. He mentions they leaned into the culture too much. Was that a negative thing? Or did he mean that he wishes that they leaned more on how she belonged in Brawl Stars? I think that's what it means for where she fits in Star Park. There's a painful learning here, a rework that nobody asked for. Quality of life changed, refreshed trophy icons, stabilized retention in Update 63. He didn't really mention what was in Update 63. Oh, Stranger Things. I still think about that mode. That was the funnest I've had in Brawl Stars in so long. Yeah, just like you can see, Brawl Stars is back on top. Then in November, there's the World Finals. I might have cheated on stage, and I haven't made that video yet. It's just sitting footage. It's hard to edit. Behind the scenes, unknown to most people, 100% of the Brawl Stars team traveled to Stockholm. That is crazy. There's like probably 100 people on the team now. Update 65. Chaos drops, great. Buffies, great. Cost of buffies, not so great. But it was the most successful update of the year. It had positive momentum, good retention, new users. Pierce was well received. There was great videos. The YouTube videos were great, but at what cost? They overdid it with the P jokes. We were put off by the crude humor, and the theme itself was better suited for the summer season, so this could have been timed differently. That's a very elegant way of saying that all that P joke was very off-putting. I think what would have been crazy for Pierce, they mentioned nothing about it. There's no P, there's nothing. Like, it's super subtle, like he just has a losing animation, and then he just turns around, grabs the bottle. You know? Something subtle where they don't mention it. You have to, like, look for it. Those are the greatest jokes. Oh yeah, there's 100 people on the team now. 20 more people than last year, considering there's only 19 in December of 2019. That's crazy. There's so many new people. I used to know 100% of the team members, but I barely recognize half of these people right now. And I was in Sweden. I had to talk to all of them. Some of the dev team used to work on Clash Royale too. The biggest change came in the form of tech team within Brawl Stars. All game teams received central tech, and by tech, client performance, memory usage, improved tools for devs, live operability, unlock novel gameplay. I'm shocked that the tech was central. I didn't even know that was a thing. There needs to be some work done on the server infrastructure. Doesn't Semantic spectate just go completely offline every time there's a monthly finals, specifically when Semantic plays? Oh man, the spectate servers. That's crazy. Our CEO Ilka talked about the performance of Supercell in his blog. Oh, we don't talk about that blog post, Frank. Next. Brawl Stars has had its up and downs, but man, I am having a lot of fun right now.